And we're breaking down the president's promises and what happened this past year in a News 3 reality check. And that's where we begin tonight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Carlson.
And I'm Eric Franke. A bitterly divided Congress and the upcoming election year could mean a long road for the president's plans. He's set to roll them out in just a few hours.
In tonight's News 3 reality check, political reporter Jessica Arp is looking at what was accomplished since the last State of the Union.
Last year, President Obama laid out an ambitious agenda. We find almost all of it was left undone.
We know what it takes to compete for the jobs and industries of our time. We need to out-innovate, out-educate, and outbuild the rest of the world.
Obama called for long-term goals of 1 million electric vehicles by 2015 and 80% of electricity to come from clean energy by 2035. Paying for each by eliminating subsidies to oil companies. While many of those goals are long-term, today those subsidies still exist. And while the president proposed some clean energy incentives, Congress improved none of them.
But now that the worst of the recession is over, we have to confront the fact that our government spends more than it takes in. That is not sustainable. Every day, families sacrifice to live within their means. They deserve a government that does the same.
Obama proposed a 5-year domestic spending freeze in the State of the Union. House Republicans said in a later debt ceiling standoff that didn't go far enough, and the White House had to agree to deeper cuts, which the president in the speech said he wouldn't support.
I recognize that some in this chamber have already proposed deeper cuts, and I'm willing to eliminate whatever we can honestly afford to do without. But let's make sure that we're not doing it on the backs of our most vulnerable citizens.
The president also proposed tax code changes, which didn't happen. He also addressed Social Security sustainability and immigration reform, neither of which happened either. What did he accomplish? In just the last 2 weeks, he followed through on a promise to reshape government, rolling out a plan to consolidate departments to become more efficient. Congress also passed a promised change to the health care reform law to eliminate some bookkeeping for small businesses. The address last year mentioned working together 6 times in the hour-long speech, but with the 2 houses of Congress divided in party leadership, there wasn't much togetherness in 2011. Tonight's speech is expected largely to be a kickoff to the 2012 campaign year, so expect the president to draw more differences between his priorities and Republicans. I'm Jessica Arp with this News 3 reality check.
And the president also gave a major address to Congress in September touting his jobs plan. Expect to hear more about those initiatives which have not taken hold in Congress.